Hey friends, good morning. Today is Monday, May 11th, and here's our reading lesson for today. You probably already joined me for spelling, or maybe you're doing this one first. That's okay too. All right, so our joke for today comes from Madeline, and it cracks me up. What do you call a pig who does karate? A pork chop. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Thanks, Madeline, for sending me your joke. Remember, send me your jokes. Okay, this week 6.1. 6.1, friends. Do you believe that we're almost to the end of our school year? It's crazy. Our skill this week is historical fiction. Well, the genre we're learning about this week, the genre, I love that word, genre, is historical fiction. And in historical fiction, you're going to see realistic characters and events that happened in the past. They may include real people or real events. Just think about your I Survive books. All of those are historical fiction. So they all include events from the past. I'm sure that the characters in the past are not, characters from that book are not true. I know they're not. But those are definitely historical fiction. Can you think of another book you've read that's historical fiction? Echo. I can think Echo. Esperanza Rising. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, The War That Saved My Life. Oh, A Night Divided, if you read that one. A lot of our book club books are. I know Tommy read Remember This or Number the Stars. hmm What else? Anything else that you can think of that's historical fiction? Yes, all the I Survive books, definitely historical fiction. Um, and they also have dialogue. Do you remember what dialogue is? Who can tell me what dialogue is? Wait time. You're right. That's great. Dialogue is when people are talking. And how do we know someone's talking in a text? Because there are quotation marks. Remember, we worked a lot on quotation marks this year. Quotation marks around the text. So, historical fiction. We're going to listen to this passage called "Reading the Skies," and I want you to think about as we listen to this passage. I want you to think about how did Mr. Larson share his traditions, and what did Jane learn? And then after you're done reading, you're going to share this to one of your parents. You're going to tell them about the story and how Mr. Larson shared his traditions, what Jane learned, and what the genre historical fiction looks like. Okay? Are you ready to listen? Here we go.
Reading the Sky. One sunny morning, I ran out the back door, so happy that winter seemed to be over at last. If the war was over and Davy could come home, this day would be just about perfect, I thought. It was April of 1942, and my brother was on a big ship somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Every day when I checked the mailbox, I made a wish that there would be a letter from him inside. I saw my neighbor, Mr. Larson, digging in his backyard. He had dug up a patch of grass in the shape of a long rectangle. "Hi, Mr. Larson," I called out. "Well, there's my good friend Jane," he said. "Come over and let me show you what I'm doing." I was there in a second. "Why are you digging?" I asked. "I'm making a victory garden," he said. "It's a way to help with the war effort. Our country has asked us to grow our own food. Any extra can be sent to the troops." I thought about Davy on a ship in the Pacific. I hoped he had enough food. "Maybe I can help you," I said. Mr. Larson smiled and handed me a shovel, and I began to dig. "We are digging today," he said, "because the sun has warmed the earth. My grandmother was a Native American. She taught me many Hopi ways. I learned to read the sky as you read a book." "What can you learn from the sky?" I asked. He pointed to the sun as it rose over the mountains. "I have been watching the sun through the cold winter, waiting for it to reach this place in the sky. This tells me when to plant. The sky tells me that we will have many warm days for the seeds to grow." Mr. Larson dropped several small seeds into my hand. "Today is the day," he said. He showed me how to make a small hole and place a seed in each one. With each seed, I planted a wish that Davy would be home by the time we picked the corn and beans in the fall.
Okay, so there you have it. What did Mr. Larson learn? How did Mr. Larson share his traditions? And what did Jane learn? Now go tell your parents the answer to those questions and all about what you learned about historical fiction. Talk to you later. Love you, miss you.